Hi. How was your wanted to turn on the sound, but I pushed the lock button, like always. So, by the way, it's Janina's painting. It's my favorite one. When I will have enough money, I will buy it.
It's not so expensive.
What?
It's not so expensive.
Yeah, but still, I need money for that. So, how was your basketball play?
Great, very good actually. I'm even thinking maybe I should have gone to this profession because I'm tall, so I'm quite
Yeah.
good. My friends say that I'm good, so it's like should have done it like 15 years ago. Yeah.
It's never too late, you know. You always can start now, like. But you are playing like some game, or you're just throwing the ball?
Yeah, it's a game, but not a basketball one, just
What
very
kind of
simple
game?
one. So you throw, and the other person catches it, and where he catches it, from there he throws. And when you throw, you get 3 points, and you win when you get 30. And when you get 30, you throw 3 more times from farther away. Yeah, and then if you do these 3, then you're a winner for sure. Yeah, I don't know where or not.
Nice, cool. I used to play, I don't remember the name, when I was like teenager, we used to play also these basketball games, but I don't remember. But one was really similar, like when you're throwing and counting like 3 points, then it was 2 points and 1 point to get. Yeah, yeah. This is my like warming on talk while people coming. Somebody went away. It was already 6. Now it's 5. So I know you established your community with your friend, that time friend. And, you had like an artist community, which is super cool, and I think, and what you would like tell to yourself now if you do it now again, what you should know, like.
Again, now when I'm in my age,
Yeah,
when I was
yeah, in your age, for example, me, I want to start now my artist community, and what should I know, like what you can give me advice to when you are starting like this kind of movement.
I don't know. I think if like any of my friends want to start something new, I think the most important thing to know that something can go wrong, and it maybe will go wrong, and that's fine, and you'll never know that. And also now, if I'm even thinking about it, I already know what can go wrong, but doesn't matter. Something else can be as well, and that's completely fine. Maybe that.
But do you know what can go wrong? What are those like things like to prepare yourself? For example, if somebody watches here and he or she are interested in making their community, what could go wrong? What they should prepare themselves?
Well, the most important thing is, of course, people who are you doing it with. Of course, they have to be supportive. You have to be ready to support them. Yeah, and everything else is not so important. I think you always, have Yeah, to try to find solutions how to deal with money problems, how to deal with other people coming to you. Yeah, just personal communication is always hard. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's of course very good to establish a good team. Or yeah, if you are alone, then to think how you will manage everything. Maybe you need someone else as well.
So if I get correct, it's always like first one is always money issue. Think about money. And if we talk about money, do you know where you could find money for this kind of communities? Where are the best places to
I would
like
like to
seek for
ask
them?
your community that. I
We
don't
don't
know.
have money.
Me too.
No, for us, it's more or less now. It's like just project writing. Girls are really, really like manufacturing, writing a lot of projects, developing ideas, and European money. They have like European projects. They have a lot of some programs for communities to people to develop their ideas. I think this is the main. And if you have an idea, like you should seek for the what grant you can get from your government, from the European Union. Yeah, maybe some like worldwide, because I know there is one also in USA, for example, and the other countries, something in Asia, and so on. Yeah, and the second issue you taught about community, which was interesting, it was like the group, your team, which of course you need, and then you taught about then you need to like uh, search for somebody who can do something else you can do, like
Mm-hmm.
um, like where to find those people, for example, like how do you find those in,
Well, if you are going to start something new, it's probably based on your interests. And
yes.
yeah, if you were studying and learning, it was probably with other people who were interested in that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, but I believe it can also be someone who doesn't know exactly the theme or yeah, the hobby or whatever. It can be also someone else completely. I think the personality is more important than the skill. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
depends on what kind of position we are talking about. But
Yeah.
yeah, your personal connection with the person is very important.
But is it good to start with friends? For example, our 3D friends, we are like six friends. And is it good or like, have you some like thoughts about it? How it is to start? You also started it with your friend, like at
Mm-hmm.
that point, and Alexei and few other friends. And actually it went really well. And you have your like team still working on something else. And is it good or bad? Crazy cat.
It can be a show about the cat, but yeah, but friends, yeah, I was also thinking about it. I like to think that you should always imagine what can go wrong, even
Yeah.
before starting, even if you love the people, the person, whatever. Well, just for a moment, try to imagine what could happen. Not that expecting it, of course, not in a bad way, but yeah, just think about it and try to imagine if you could possibly have some kind of serious conversation with the friend about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't know. And then of course trust, but if you're friends already, then you probably have established uh,
Yeah.
trust. Yeah.
I think this is really great point, which people usually try to like to close their eyes and not see this point, to find already what can go wrong, what will be the disaster, what will be like some small problems you could reach. And I think in our team I am this pessimist person who always like this can go wrong, this can go wrong, this can go wrong. We had to prepare this if they will tell us, like, because maybe sometimes it's like too much from my side, but if you have team, I think it's nice when it's somebody who tells you all the time what can go wrong and you prepare yourself. And if it's happening, I think when it's not happening, these bad things, what you are suspected, like disasters and so on. And when it's not happening, I think it's even more like I feel more like happy.
Yeah.
I feel happier because I was prepared and everything went well. And if something goes wrong, I already have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, like plans. Like, okay, this can go wrong, this, and so on. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was asking that if somebody has questions for you, like yesterday in Instagram, and Karina asked you, girl Karina, what are you dreaming about? What is your dream?
I'm dreaming to be a happy person, to live a happy life, and that for me means establishing some kind of emotional health, I would say. Yeah, having this very good emotional health base, maybe
Yeah.
it could be. So yeah, if I have that, then it doesn't really matter what happens with me, event-wise, career-wise, or anything else. Because yeah, I want to be the person who can find peace, who can find, I don't know, some kind of truth just within myself and with myself. That in a way I don't need anyone else. Of course, it's a great blessing if I have anyone, but yeah, I want
Yes.
to be confident enough and wise enough, I think.
Yeah. And have you find some like hints, methods about how to find, or for yourself, like not from the others, how you find, like when you feel anxious or sad or angry and you have this bad feelings inside, how you find this balance in your emotions? Have you something find?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm reading something and learning more about psychology. That's very helpful, of course, when yeah, you have to kind of know you. Many times we don't even know how to deal with it intuitively because no one has taught us that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not something that we should know actually or must know by when we are born. I think, of course, it's a skill that we have to learn. So I'm doing that, and yeah, by getting know about the problems, I already know that. Oh, I read it there. That maybe I should try relaxing in that or that way, or think about that and that. Or also very helpful is to think about you as this other person and you as being your friend. And know that makes sense. So basically, if something bad is happening to me, I imagine that it's happening with my best friend. And what would I say to my best friend to encourage or to support them? Yeah, also that works sometimes.
I never heard about this, like from anybody about this idea. Like you have to think about yourself as a friend. This is deep. I like it. I will think about it because I never thought about it. I
It's
always thought
hard.
also that that you have to learn how to be with yourself and so on. But like from this other side, like learn to be friends with yourself, and this is interesting idea. Yeah. And Daria, ask you to tell about yourself, maybe in few words, who you are and how do you get money, what is your job, and maybe also, I know you a bit, and not only with your job, also your like profession, which you want to be in your life, like in few words.
Mm-hmm. Okay, my name is Janina. I'm from Riga, Latvia. I'm currently living in the Netherlands because I'm studying here in the Academy of Art. I have been studying in art schools all my life, doing arts from childhood. Yes, so that's what I'm currently studying also here. Um, what was the other question? Let me see. How do you get money? Well, as I'm a student, and even though, of course, I would love to earn money with my profession, I'm not very successful in that for now. Of course, I'm very sad, but I'm also realistic, and I think it's fine. Maybe I should tell what I'm studying. Before that, I finished I finished art school as a painter, graduated it in Riga, and now I'm studying in the Academy of Art in interior architecture and furniture design department.
I think this is so interesting.
What?
For example, sorry for interrupting, but I think your program is so interesting. And Janina is my friend, and I am always asking to show me what they are doing and to tell me what are the lessons and so on, because I think every lesson is super interesting.
Yeah, it's a very interesting program. And basically in the study years, you choose which one you want to study, interior architecture or furniture design. And I have chosen interior architecture. So I have earned money a little bit with my works. I have been selling my paintings, but it's not what I do on a daily basis, and it's not what I would ideally want to do. That's why I went to study further to have another job, let's say. But in the meantime, I have worked as a graphic designer in the office. I have worked as an art teacher. And now I'm just working in a very, very, very simple job. That was the easiest accessible one because it has to be part-time and it has to be flexible in hours. Because I'm a student, so I'm working a very, very simple job.
Yeah, thank you. So we'll move on with my question. So if people who are like watching now will look your Instagram, they will see a lot of like some maybe simple things from life, like from your everyday, and a lot of nature and a lot of details. Like details, I mean like small detail. Will you like take photo of it? For example, if it will be like apple, you may just take photo of the the stick of it, not whole apple and so on. And my question for you will be, how do people could find the beautiful prettiness in like in nature, in small things, or in things which are around me and so on? How do you do that?
I don't know, actually. That's very hard.
But how do you, for example, if it's like how do you make your Instagram? Like, how you take a picture? What drives you to take like that kind? Not, for example, sunrise or sunset. I believe you take them also, but for example, just the aisle of the window you will take photo, not the view from the and so on. What drives you to take those kind of pictures?
So these are the things that I notice just in my everyday life. So I'm not really trying to, or maybe I am now. I don't know. But even when I started, it was something that I liked just because even if I wouldn't have Instagram, I would still take the picture of it. Yeah. Like Lisa does with her cat. Because my Instagram is not based on my works. Like, I'm not creating a portfolio with it. I'm not trying to get famous with it. Maybe that's why I feel more free to post really whatever. And and it's also interesting to see overall feed. Like, yeah, when you see all the squares, then maybe I have found that it's interesting to look at the very simple pictures, you know, that when they're together, it's also a completely different feeling or image later. So yeah, I feel like I'm just playing with it. I'm not very serious about it. That's why I think I take pictures of everything or many things, not thinking that oh, this will work as a great picture or not. Sometimes they're really just trash pictures, and sometimes yeah, the ones that I thought oh, that's nothing important seems like the most beautiful ones.
Yeah, and what you would suggest for people who like photos, like me? I really love like taking photos, and now I like your this documentary for taking photos way of it. And what you suggest for people who would like to develop their documentary photos?
I like to think about it that no one is following my account, no one sees it, and somehow
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when all the scary thoughts or I don't know embarrassment goes away because yeah, imagine that no one looks at them and you just post just what you like, what you want,
Mm-hmm.
what you find beautiful. Or if it still bothers you what other people will think, then create a new account, maybe change the name so no one will know it's you, but you can try to do it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
And if we will talk not for Instagram, for just for myself, like I would want to develop myself like as a photographer, and what you would suggest from them, like who don't want to be like in social media.
Mm-hmm. I think in creative professions, it's really important to look for other people's works and
Mm-hmm.
especially some kind of icons or very well known works or people. You don't have to copy them essentially or something, just even maybe not for inspiration, or maybe this is your inspiration, but just to know what's going on, just to know what was. Yeah, really important at the time, so or is now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or maybe people your age as well, or so
Mm-hmm.
basically, it's really important to know as much as you can know, to know of history, of course, as well, and then
Mm-hmm.
your eye develops some kind of system what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So and later you kind of already see the image because you
Mm-hmm.
have looked at so many images and you may even not know how to describe it, what's happening, or what makes a good image, but because you have looked to so many, yeah, you will probably recognize already some kind of patterns or understand yeah, what's going on.
Yeah, true. And where do you find this inspiration, or where do you like look for this the kind of art you like? Not only photos, also just maybe some performances art and so on.
Well, as I have been studying in art schools so many years now, so I don't look for inspiration anymore because, yeah, my daily life has been filled with art history and works, like, yeah, a lot of works. So for me, it's not like I search for anything anymore. Also, just for university, of course, I have to read a lot and look at a lot of stuff. Um, so maybe in that way, yeah, some kind of education always helps because it forces
Mm-hmm.
you to live in all this big thing of everything in art. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and later I think you start to be inspired by very simple things after all this information that yeah, that's filled with art history and other great artists. Then yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you look at the nature, you look at that tree and think, yeah, that's my inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
I think that maybe it works that way.
Yeah, I think that's nice. That's a great idea. Actually I'm doing that, but I never like said that in words that you should. Yeah, if you want to. take photos and you don't know how to do it, just study, make a research about photograph, just look in Instagram, follow accounts, look on others, and then start doing. Yeah, and then you, by doing, you remember. Just when you won't realize that you remember it, but it will be in your mind somewhere there in brains, and you'll start doing something. Yeah, that's a great idea. I really like it. That's interesting. Yeah, and but can you tell like maybe some account, maybe one or two or three accounts on Instagram, for example, which you like to watch? Can you remember some? Maybe
What
some of
I like,
our viewers, yeah, you like, and maybe some of our viewers will like look at that.
you mean photography wise or
No,
artist?
no, just artistic, like artistic Instagrams.
Okay, I think no.
At least like maybe one, because I didn't ask you before, but like if you would ask me, maybe I couldn't answer because I would
Yes,
think.
it's a hard question, you know.
Or
um,
no, maybe you can maybe later answer me, and I will write in post about, like, I will make summary about we talk, and I will add like a few accounts to inspire from you, like to
okay, yeah,
find
that was,
inspiration. Maybe it will be better. Yeah. And
yep.
maybe the last part which I would like to talk is usually people, even like for example my family, some they say they don't understand art, and for example I show some pictures which I really really like, and they say like, I don't understand what is beautiful there, or somebody will look like this abstract photo, like painting, and I don't understand, I can do it by myself. It's like, I think everybody heard those kind of questions, and like continuing our like, yeah, conversation, how to better understand the art. Like for
Okay.
example, I'm going to museum, we have a lot of contemporary art, for example in Riga Riboka, where it's like a Riga Biennial, and a lot of people say like, I don't understand it, like why it's beautiful, it's not pretty. And
Mm-hmm.
why it's beautiful, can you explain to me, like?
I think in general, how I see this problem is like, how to say that. For example, if I'm saying about, I don't know, some kind of doctor, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going, yeah, I know that someone had an operation, and I'm going to that
Mm-hmm.
doctor saying, oh, you, it looks like you didn't do like a very good job.
Mm-hmm.
For me, that's the same situation as someone saying that, yeah, I could as well paint that maybe, or it looks like my child painted that, or yeah, no, they usually say. So,
Mm-hmm.
as ridiculous it is for me to say that that doctor didn't do his job well, it's yeah, same to these people who say these comments about art, in my opinion. Because of course I know nothing about medicine. Why would I even make that comment? Yeah, maybe if you're sitting with someone at home and you just want to express that, it's fine. But I don't think that's okay to, yeah, to say it as your serious opinion to someone, especially to artists, and especially in the museums. Yeah, so of course there is a huge difference when you are studying art history, for example, and you're a professional in your field. You will probably not give grading to art pieces as I like it or I don't like it, or I know how
Mm-hmm.
it was painted, because if you'll know enough, you'll probably never yeah, value it like that. You'll just know, oh, it was painted around that time. Politically, socially, there was that and that going on. Maybe that's why there's painted this person, and maybe that's why he was using just this one color. That's why it's so simple, because there was that and that movement, you know. So yeah, that's the first thing. And how to understand it is, the only way is to study history, of course, as in everything. To read more Yeah. I also wanted to say that it's okay not to understand anything in arts, not anything but everything in arts, because yeah, even though if you know a lot of things, it doesn't mean that you have to understand every contemporary piece. That's completely fine. Don't feel like you're not smart or something is wrong. Of course, maybe try to research it, try to understand, but yeah, you don't have to. Don't know.
Yeah.
Answer the
It looks,
question or not really.
yeah. It looks for me like that art, it's like science of creative minds, but it's still like science where you have to make research, you have to study to understand it, or like to develop it or to make art, you have to have this background, and it's like kind of science also, but in creative way. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because I remember that I told you that the painting looks like a photo, and you were so upset that I told that or something. That's why I always like be careful what you say to artists.
But my painting.
I don't remember. Maybe, probably, maybe yours. I think yours. I don't remember, but I remember like my words, and after my feeling that I was like, oops, that's wrong.
I'm sorry. No.
No, that's okay. But it made me to think what I'm saying, like, and it made me thinking like why it was wrong, like to say it maybe.
Mm.
Yeah. So, have you some thoughts, any? Because I think we'll soon end, like in a few minutes. Something to tell about arts, or like suggestions, or suggestions about studying arts? Because it's actually like I think common thing nowadays when we are free to study everything we want, but still we are like we have these like scales, like money, office work, or like creative arts, and will I be successful or no? Like, have you like some suggestions or for people?
Mm. Yeah, but that's quite many topics. I think yeah, war like money and art, or how can you live on that? Well, it's very very big topic, and yeah, education of course. Um, I think maybe that education doesn't necessarily help you find a job, or
Mm-hmm.
not always.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you shouldn't really go study somewhere and then expect to get a certain job, even though it works like that. Maybe often, maybe sometimes, I don't know. But yeah, I think it's more important to get an education to get a certain skill and then to think what you can do with it. And yeah, as we told at the beginning, that it's always good to expect that you won't work in your uh, dream job, maybe. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
maybe not. Maybe prepare for that as well. But yeah, try to do everything for that to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always go. You can study what you like, and you always can go in a field which is like I think close to your dream job, and you can like go maybe like parallel, but someday maybe you'll like will be close enough to be there, like which is your like dream, but you can like still go close to it, which is not like far and something different, but you still you're there, like yeah.
Yeah, or maybe it will change in the process anyway. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe you learn something else and then think, no, yeah, I want to do that now.
Yes. So thank you a lot. It was really interesting. I actually learned for myself also a few things, which it was like, never thought about it. So thank you and have a nice evening. Thank you for everybody who watched this live, and see you next time.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.